so I'm officially back. I do apologize for taking so long. I had to take a few days. Obviously, Hurricane Milton came barreling through Florida, so that was not only was it dramatic, it was very nerve-wracking, especially having family here. So not only are you worried about yourself, but you also have to be worried about your family members. So I'm glad that everybody's okay. Obviously, we had some issues, down trees, garage door issues. Nothing critical. We are all safe. My family's safe. And I'm very thankful that it really was a lot less impactful in our area than I thought it was going to be. Obviously, there are a number of people that are dealing with the repercussions. I see it every day being a part of the EOC, hence why I did have to take off a couple of days. I do apologize. I am back full steam. I'm going to try to do 3 videos this week. So that means today, tomorrow, and Sunday. That's going to be my focus. Bear with me if I don't get them all done, but I will try my very best because I do owe everyone a few more videos. Thank you so much for being patient with me. And thank you so much for the over 300 subscribers, which I'm really excited about. That's so big. And I want to really thank the firemen, the policemen, the linemen, all of those great heroes. And I don't just mean men, I mean women and men, obviously, but all these great heroes that came out here to support the many families out here that are trying to recover from this terrible disaster. I see FEMA out there all the time, just working with the great people of Florida, all the Floridians out here that are struggling just to get back. They were struggling after Helene came and then got whipped up again with Hurricane Milton. So I'm really, I'm very proud of all the people coming together out here. Even our neighborhood, I mean, our neighbors are amazing. We all work together, get these trees and all these window coverings off, and it just working together as a group. And you really see that when you're forced with having to deal with such a traumatic event. I'm not gonna lie, I was so stressed out for 3 days leading up into this hurricane. It was terrifying. But I'm really proud that, we got through this and we continue to work through this. And the reason I'm delayed on getting my videos out is because I'm part of an EOC that works with all of these great emergency organizations trying to help save lives and just help people recover. So it's really important that I be a part of this team, and I'm really proud to say that, man. Just seeing everybody working so hard together to help other people is really touching, and it's really amazing, and it's just what makes me so proud to work for this organization. Okay, so let me get to what I'm going to discuss today. Today I'm going to just focus on a health update, and I think I'm just going to focus on my conversation that I had today with my oldest daughter. She is actually, as I've spoken about in other videos, dealing daily with high anxiety, and it's actually peaking. So she's still really having a difficult time dealing with her anxiety issues. Ever since she actually went to the Northeast for vacation with her family, she had an event in New York where she was dealing with just really high anxiety. It was like a really bad anxiety event. So she had to call the ambulance and go in, and then she found out later that it was due to her anxiety. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit, and I'm also going to talk about just the 3 medications that she's kind of looking at to see which one would be most efficient for her. Obviously, not sure which one. We don't really know how it'll affect her, but these are the 3 that were given to her and her options at this point. So hello. And I just want to say, I hope everyone is having an amazing day. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a seasoned subscriber, welcome back. On Mondays, I do videos all about fashion, accessories, just stuff that I enjoy doing, just fun stuff that, I really focus on just to keep my mind busy, especially when dealing with the second half of the week video, which is all about medical emergencies, having to do with TSC and FSGS and all the relative emergencies that we have related to that. So if you're interested in either or, please hit the little subscribe button and hit the little bell so you can be notified on all of my latest videos. And please don't forget to hit the like button and hit the comments. I can definitely use the support of the algorithm gods, and also love to hear your input as to what you deal with, and what you're facing with, what you're facing currently and how you're dealing with, or which medications work best for you when it comes to dealing with your anxiety. It's really, really important for you to share your thoughts. This is all about just getting to know you guys, and also you getting to know me and our life experience, and hopefully we can share some input that will help you make better decisions when it comes to your health events, like I call them here, our health events. So again, thank you for joining me, and let's get started. So I recently spoke to my daughter, and she's been telling me about all these events that she's been having, especially now when thinking about even leaving the house to go do something, which is really bad because obviously she wants to be able to go to her job. She wants to be able to go pick up her medication. She wants to be able to live an independent life. But recently, every time she goes to, let's say she's going to Walgreens just to pick up her medication, she's panicking because she doesn't know what's going to happen, or she has this sense that something's going to happen. Nobody's going to be there to support her or help her out. So it's always like worrying about what's going to happen, even though it hasn't happened. So it's just that thought process, right? Even getting in the vehicle to drive somewhere is causing her to panic. So this has been going on for a couple of weeks. She recently came back from it's probably been about a month that she came back from the Northeast. She went on vacation. And during one of her episodes, she actually was in a McDonald's in New York, where she took the train, went to New York, met up with her cousins over there. Actually had to sit down at McDonald's and just kind of take a breather. And during that time, she started to panic so bad that she started to breathe heavily and just felt like she was losing her breath and she couldn't gain it back. Didn't realize exactly what it was, so they did end up calling the emergency medical. They did end up having to call the ambulance. They took her to the New York hospital, and they later found out that it was due to she had a really bad episode of an anxiety episode. So this has been coming on more frequently. We don't know what it is. I think that, and I kind of go back to, my daughter has been so used to constantly being in a medical whirlwind, right? So it was always an emergency. So for me, I've been seeing this happen ever since she's been kind of flatlining with that, right? She hasn't had to get a surgery. It hasn't been about having to get surgeries. It hasn't been about having to go get dialysis. It hasn't been about having to, and I think that she's almost like, it's almost been a really difficult time adjusting to not having those emergencies right now. So if she feels a little bit off, she's getting extremely nervous and is building up to, oh, is this going to be the next emergency? So it's kind of like she's back to, okay, I'm panicking because I think that something's going to happen if I leave the house or if I do this. And I think she's kind of like, I'm in a good place right now, but it's, anticipating the next emergency. And I think that's causing her to have extreme anxiety attacks. I'm seeing it more frequently. So when I talk to her, I can tell, oh, when I go here, I think like something's going to happen, and I don't know, nobody's there, and I'm worried, blah, blah, blah. So I am really seeing this as a big trend when it comes to her day-to-day stuff or responsibilities, where she just has to go get something and she's almost like kind of hesitant to do anything. So it's becoming more prevalent. I've been seeing it more often, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best approach to this. So she is going to see a therapist. She was supposed to see her last month, but unfortunately, because of all the hurricanes that have been hitting here, Helene, now Milton, everything's been readjusted, and everybody's schedules were pushed out. So she's not going to be able to see her till November. So unfortunately, obviously pushing that back, you want to get that started right away because she hasn't been feeling herself. Other things that they're looking is to give her prescriptions. Now, if you know anyone on dialysis, the biggest part of being on dialysis is making sure that you're taking medications that do not affect, She's no longer on dialysis, but anyone that has received a transplant, you have to be very cautious when you're taking on new medication. So the biggest part of that is, right, is, and I encourage this with anybody and with my daughter, is that you need to read up about each of the medications, how they affect anyone that is on, whether you're on dialysis or whether you have had a transplanted organ. You have to be able to recognize what affects what item, right? So you need to talk to your doctors, make sure that these medications are the best ones or the best solutions to what you're dealing with. That's one. Two, you got to make sure that it doesn't affect your transplanted kidney. 3 of the options that she was given was Lexapro, Zoloft, and Celexa. Now, the Celexa I'm not too familiar with. I have tried Lexapro before because of my anxiety. When I was in a really rough spot with my girls, were constantly sick, and I couldn't get out of that bad zone, right? It did not personally work for me, and it actually gave me even worse anxiety. Never tried Zoloft, so I'm not sure about that one, but the Celexa I've never heard of. So my daughter is going to try to speak to her primary doctor, kind of figure out what is her best option when it comes to those 3 medications. I always encourage just more of a natural way of trying to deal with the anxiety first, whether it's like I use today, because I'm not, as frequent with when it comes to anxiety medication. I have like my calming candles. I do my meditation. I listen to Calm, different therapists on the Calm app. I also put a calming candle in my bathtub whenever I take a shower. So it really helps me in that aspect. That's the only way that I was able to overcome my anxiety, because for a while there, I really had severe anxiety that I couldn't just get over it. So I completely understand. I get it. But being a transplant patient, she has to be aware of, she has to make sure that she looks up the medication. And she has her social worker and her doctors that tell her, hey, this is stuff that you can use. But also, does it work, right? So as you know, we're all different. Our medications all vary. Which one works, which one doesn't, it all depends. So it really is a trial and test. So trial which one works. Test it out, does it really work, and does it really function the way you want it to? So I think that a big part of just having to recognize the fact that, hey, so I talk to my daughter all the time, and I think this is a big part of this, recognizing that you have anxiety and you want to catch it early, because the longer you are dealing with anxiety, the worse it can get, right? Because you are, once you start panicking about the smallest things, and once you start panicking about larger things, the smaller things will start becoming even more prevalent. So any little thing that you're feeling off, you're going to start full-blown panicking because you feel like you're losing that control. So I go back to, with my daughter being so used to always having to have surgery, she had that control of that, right? So being able to say, okay, I have to get surgery here, I have to get though it was another hurdle, it was something that she can anticipate. Now that that's no longer part of her life or the bigger picture as far as when it comes to surgery, because she has finally gotten to a good place, she still, if she feels off, she starts to panic because she feels like it's no longer controllable, because she's no longer in a place where surgery is an answer, right? Because she's had all the surgery she needs to have right now. Thank goodness, obviously anything can be a factor, you have to kind of determine what can affect her. Obviously, does she need to, will she need to have to do that? And I think just, she can't find that calm place, because she feels like anytime she has an issue, she starts to panic, right? Stomach ache, headache, any type of pain that she might have, it immediately goes back to, oh my God, am I going to have to deal with this again? So that's another, panic factor. So anytime she's got to do something, I think it's just bringing her back down to a full-blown panic attack. So it's really, really important that I tell all the time, let's kind of grasp this. Let's grab it by the horns, and let's reel it back, and let's start getting you in a calmer place, because the more that you start freaking out about those one-offs, it's going to continue to escalate, and it's going to be beyond controllable. So right now, even driving is a major factor. So we have to get her back to her happy place. So I'm really excited for her because on Monday she has this great interview that she's going to be going for, and the people there absolutely adore her. So I'm really excited for her. We really hope she gets the job, and I think she will. So fingers crossed, and lots of good vibes her way. But I guess the moral of the story today is just, it's really important. I think that, I know that I've done a couple of videos on anxiety, but right now is such a big factor in our lives that I just want to reiterate the importance of just taking care of yourself and understanding what you're dealing with and what might be causing that anxiety, right? I know that my daughter is doing a lot better health-wise, but she still has her issues, right? But I do believe that a big part of this is because she's doing okay and she's worrying about any little slippage in the wrong direction. So thank you again, guys, for listening in. I hope this video was helpful. I first want to say how proud and how thankful I am for all the emergency workers out here in Florida and just keeping everyone safe out here, because this last storm was pretty scary, coming in as a Cat 4, very, very close, and even right there, right next to our home, and right into the Tampa Bay area. It was very, very scary. And to those people that live in Sarasota and up in that area, it's painful to watch all these people struggling and dealing with a lot of heartache. There's a lot of good people out there. So thank you so much again for watching. I hope you are all having an amazing day, and I hope this video finds you well. And I hope this video really gives you some insight on how we are trying to approach anxiety from the perspective of a person that's received a kidney transplant and her mom. It's been tough out there, but we will get through it. And I know she'll get through it because she's my soldier. She is my hero, and I'm so proud of her and everything that she has accomplished. She is a kind, loving soul, and she's been through some rough patches, but she deserves to be happy. And I'm really proud to be her mom. So thank you. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you can be notified on all of my latest videos. And please don't forget to hit that like button and comment. I could definitely use the support of the algorithm gods. Also, pretty exciting that I'm over 300 subscribers, and I mean, I'm really, really proud. I know that it doesn't seem like a lot compared to some of these guys out there with the hundreds of thousands and even millions of subscribers, but I'm proud of where I am today, because this has all been this is all due to just putting in the work, and it means a lot to me, especially after everything that we've been through. And when I was at a point where I felt like, oh, maybe this isn't gonna work out, maybe I should stop doing it, my daughter just picked me up and told me, Mom, this is an important message. You need to get it out there and help those people that don't really have enough information out there about tuberous sclerosis complex and FSGS and how we deal with it as a family. I think she's right. All right, and last but not least, please don't ever forget to focus through and evolve. Ciao.